Good morning, children. Now this is 10th class social studies. This is the third lesson, children. Okay, what is the third lesson? Production and employment. Okay. Now, in the previous videos also we discussed many points about this lesson, children. Production wisely 3 sectors, employment wisely 2 sectors are there. What are the 3 sectors of production wisely? Primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. In primary sector, agriculture is the main one. Next to secondary sector, industries, all kinds of industries, small scale, large scale and cottage industries. Third one is service sector, tertiary sector or service sector. Okay, children. Next, employment wisely 2 sectors, organized sector, unorganized sector. Now, children, here underemployed. So, what is the meaning of underemployed? Where we can see underemployment. Okay. So, for example, in our country, 6,40,000 villages are there. How many? 6,40,000 villages. In that 6,40,000 villages, the main work of the villages are agriculture activities. Okay, so that's why the farmers have some lands. That land also divided as a small fields. Okay, some farmers have 1 acre land, some are 2 hectares land, some are 10 acres land, some are 100 acres land. Some people they have no land. Okay, children. So that is the position of our Indian villages. Okay. So for example here underemployed. We can see the underemployment is in agriculture sector. So what is the underemployed? For example here Gayatri. If I say this example, you can understand about underemployed. Gayatri is one of the farmer in a small village. So she had a small acre of land. That means 2 hectares or 4 acres of land. In her house, how many members are there? 5 members are there. These all 5 members are working in her land. She and her remaining members in the same family working in the same field. They are cultivating, they are harvesting, showing what is the cultivation process. These all members who are doing. At the end of or at the harvest time, they will reap the harvest. Okay, children. Actually, that small land is enough only 3 persons or 2 persons. 2 persons will do the cultivation all process in the small piece of land of Gayatri. But what happened in the Gayatri family? Again the extra 3 members also doing the same work in the field. That is why they are not earning more. If the 2 people will cultivate the land, if they will read 40, for example, 40 bags of rice, if the 5 members will cultivate, again 40 bags of rice will come. There is no extra production come from the same land. So that type of situation is called underemployment. Okay, children. So there is no use if the extra persons will do the same work in the same field. That situation will almost we can see in agriculture sector in our country. Okay, children. Next one, disguised unemployment. It is also known as disguised unemployment. There is no use if extra members will do in the same small piece of land, children. The two members are enough to do the work, but extra members will not gain or more profit or production in the same field. This type of situation is called disguised unemployment or underemployment. Next, sectoral shares of employment, children. Sectoral shares of employment, shares of GDP. In the previous videos also, I drawn two pie charts. Okay, I explained the two pie charts. So, first one is 1970 to 73 financial year information. Next to 2009-2010 financial year information. Okay, children. Next, listen to me here. 1970-73 economic year, 2009-2010 economic year. What is the share of or percentage of three sectors? Agriculture sector, industry, secondary sector, service sector or tertiary sector. Here in 1972, how much percent people are engaging in agriculture activities in our country? 74% people. Okay, children. Next, in 2009-10, how much percent people are engaging in agriculture sector? 53% people. Next, in industries or secondary sector, 11% people. In 2010, 22% people. Service sector, how many people, percentage of people working here in this financial year? 15%. In this financial year, 25%. That means this is the share of or percentage of employers who are worked in these three sectors in this financial year. This is in this financial year. But we can see some increase or some decrease of these two financial years. For example, in this financial year 74% in agriculture sector, but in 2010 53% only. That means decreased. But the remaining sectors, secondary and service sectors, from 70 to 73 financial year to 2009-2010 financial year increased almost double. Okay, that is the share of this sector. Next, about the gross domestic product. What is that? Gross domestic product share. This is the, children, 43% engaged or production comes from agriculture sector in this financial year. 72-73 financial year, children. Okay, 72-73 financial year, children. Next, in 2009-10, how much production come? Only 17% production came in agriculture sector. Next, what about secondary or service industries? 22%. But listen, in this financial year, 26% production came. Add in GDP. Now look at service sector. 70 to 73, 35% add in GDP. But in 2009-10, 57% to add in GDP. Okay. So here service sector increased. That we observed in this table, children. Okay. Now, organized sector, unorganized sector. In your textbook, two persons are given as example. First one name is Narasimha, second one name is Rajeshwari. Narasimha, he was a government employer. So he is going to his office 10 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. Again he will return to home just 5 or 5:30 p.m. Okay, children, they are the timings of Narasimha. He do not go Sunday and public holidays to office for work. Even though the government will give salary to these public holidays also to Narasimha. After retirement, that means 60 years of age of Narasimha, he will get pension facility every month, half of the salary from the concerning department. Okay, next he has reputation. He has some reputation in his office and also in the society. That is the position of Narasimha. Next one, Rajeshwari. Rajeshwari is a construction laborer. She has to go to the construction field from her house 1 hour journey. Every day she will commute. Okay, for that commute, no one should give her facilities for traveling. Next one, she will earn at the end of the day a small quantity of amount. That amount is not enough for running the family of her house. She had no paid leaves. That means if she do not work in Sunday and public holidays, the concerning owner will not give payment to her. Okay, children? So if she will do that day only, the concerning owner will give amount to or wages to Rajeshwari. Rajeshwari work is hard work. She had to do in the daytime. Okay, but Narasimha work is very easy work. He will do his work in. Okay, children. After 16 years of Rajeshwari, nobody will give her pension every month. Why? Because she did the work in unorganized sector. Okay, children. Now here one important question: why the people are want to join more or majority people want to join in organized sector as an employer? Because in organized sector rules and regulations are there. Next, fixed salary, that is also high salary will give by the concerning department. Next, they have paid holidays. Next, they have reputation in the society. Next, the after retirement also they will give pension facility also. Next one, for women they will give maternity facilities, leaves. Okay, children. Next to HRA will be given. Okay, PF will be given. Okay, so many benefits are there in organized sector workers, but in unorganized sector no benefits will be given by the concerning authorities. Only they will give a small amount after the end of the hard labor of the workers. Okay, so that is why people want to join in organized sector. Okay, children. So that is why that is. So this was the position of Narasimha and Rajeshwari. Okay, in our country, organized sector workers are 8% only, children. How many? 8% only. But in unorganized sector workers, how many? 92%. 8% people are working in organized sector. 92% people are working in unorganized sector. Even though unorganized sector workers percentage is more than organized sector, but the production is the same. Okay, they will product 50%. These 92% people product just 50%. Once you imagine, okay, children. So in rural areas, almost 80% households and the people will engage in agriculture activities, children. That means they have the ability to do extra work, but there is no source. So that is why they are not producing more. Okay, so that is. Next, in the table format, once again look at organized sector workers are 8%, their production in GDP 50%. Unorganized sector workers share is 92%, but their share in GDP 50% only. 50%, 50%. So that is. Next children, rural areas. How can we develop or how can we increase the income of the rural areas people? Okay, if the government will give aid to the farmers and laborers, then they will increase their income children. For example, if they construct check dams, if they irrigate the lands, if they will give loans from the banks for purchasing tractor, next to seeds, chemicals, fertilizers, etc. Okay, they will improve or they will increase their income. Next, if the people will open some small scale industries or cottage industries, if they will produce from that small scale industries and cottage industries the production, if they will sell these goods in towns and cities, through this process they can earn some extra income children. Okay, so these are the suggestions for developing of the rural areas or improving or increasing of their income process children. Okay, next one, difference between organized sector and unorganized sector. I already said time. In organized sector they have fixed time, but in unorganized sector there is no fixing time. Okay, next money. The organized sector workers will take more money than unorganized sector workers. DA, TA. Next one, children. Every month they will give. That means the government, the department, the concerning department will give every month as salaries to the organized sector workers or employers. But here unorganized sector workers after week or after 7 days they will receive the payment by the owners or concerning departments etc. Next, security. Here in organized sector they have security. If in case the employer will die, okay, the concerning department will give to the member of the same family. Again the member of the same family to the job. But in unorganized sector, nobody will give the opportunity like that. Next, there is no security in unorganized sector workers children. Okay, so they are the difference between organized sector workers and unorganized sector workers. I want to show you the pictures in this lesson. Once you look children, here Rajeshwari, construction laborer. Look how she is working. Next one, Narasimha. Look, Narasimha, he is working in a office as a organized sector from 9:30 to 5:30. Okay, children. So after this lesson, you read this page, children, about Narasimha and Rajeshwari. Then you can understand better. Okay, children. Thank you.